All right, Shalom. For the start by son, our priest, Yahweh Shema Shai, Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles that rule well. And salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. This is a little bit more on what's going on in Mississippi. As you can see, the death total has rose to 26. And then I have one more clip with this, and I'm gonna add some presets.
As people here in Georgia prepare for more severe storms today, the death toll now at 26 after a deadly tornado tore through a 100-mile path through Mississippi's Midwest region. Right now, search and rescue crews are on the ground there working to find those still missing. So here's what we know right now. The National Weather Service confirmed at least 12 tornadoes have hit Mississippi and Alabama since Friday night. Mississippi governor declared a state of emergency in affected areas and tweeted that the state had activated medical support. At least 13 deaths confirmed in the small town of Rolling Fork, Mississippi. Also among the dead, a man and his daughter who died as they sheltered in a house with his wife and two other children. Shelly Malashi is in Mississippi with the latest.
It sounded like a freight train driving over my...
Emergency underway in Mississippi after a deadly and devastating outbreak of powerful storms and tornadoes swept through the state Friday night. In the small town of Rolling Fork, Mississippi, many homes and businesses are completely destroyed.
When daylight comes, you can get a more visual of what happened, and it's worse than I saw this morning at 3 o'clock throughout the morning. It's worse. My community is gone.
The powerful storms left several people injured and also knocked out power for thousands of people living in Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. One Mississippi business owner says she and others survived the tornado by hiding in a freezer.
Then all of a sudden the lights started flickering, and I don't know if it was me or somebody who said cooler, and my husband started just pushing us all in the cooler, and this little spot saved our life. We don't know who's alive and who's gone, and just trying to hold it together.
Now Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves and several state and federal emergency officials are in hard-hit Sharkey County to help in recovery efforts. Governor Reeves says President Joe Biden assured him FEMA would be there to support.
It is so important to stay weather aware this weekend. You can do that by staying connected to the 11 Alive News app. If you don't have it.
All right, and that app ain't gonna work if the Lord ain't with you. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a remnant. You see, they said 12 tornadoes for the 12 tribes of Israel. This is so Israel can get in line, you know. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges, right? But Jacob's still not gonna turn from the BS that they're on, man. This is a nation thing, man, not just an individual people thing. This is for the nation of Israel to get right with Yahweh Shema Shai. This is Psalms chapter 110, verse 3. It says, Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. Right, when Yahweh Shema Shai give out the spiritual power to his elect men, that's when Jacob gonna want to take heed. But that's when it's gonna be too late. I ain't gotta read all into that precept. All right, this is Second Ezra 15:49. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, which represents diseases, and famine represents starvation, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. So these are prophecies and plagues that the Lord is sending. These people are in poverty now, and that might be all that they got, especially since all this hell is going on, man, all this tribulation. This is Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked, right? Because you got people that made fun of us in front of a lot of the videos that we put up, you know. About the downfall of this kingdom, who the Edomites are, us being in the garments. They say they dresses. They say we the devil, just like how they did, just like what they did to Yahweh Shai, man. So all that mocking and stuff that they did, it says Galatians 6 and 7, be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked. Just because you getting away with it now, don't mean you're gonna get away with it later. Well, gonna get away with it later, and that's what's going on, man. The Lord is judging now. You know. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Right, man? So if you want to sit there and laugh and mock at the prophets, man, if, for all nationalities, that's why this death and destruction is coming to you. Now you don't know what you're going to eat, and you know that the devil ain't got no real money because he's sending his money over across sea, to these other countries. His money going into his military. It's inflation going on, poisonous water everywhere, etc., man. So y'all people going through hell, man. Y'all people really going through hell, you know. And they don't tell about none of the crimes and stuff that happen during these events. Not for real, So 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 6, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So those that have been trouble us, this is part of their the repayment, man. People that have troubled the prophets, the Lord is giving out these plagues too. It says, and to you who are troubled, rest with us, rest in the scriptures, in the spirit, man. When the Lord Yahweh Shai shall be revealed from heaven, because that's what's coming next, with the mighty angels and flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not the Most High. Right, so you think it's bad now when Yahweh Shai come back with the angels, which are them so-called UFOs. um Damn, I forgot the other name for him, but he's coming back to shoot laser beams and use the nuclear missiles, man. So you thought it was bad now, man. It's finna get a whole lot worse. It says, Second Thessalonians 1 and 8, and flame of the flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not the Most High, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahweh Shai. And that's what's going on because they don't obey the gospel. Who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of his power. This is Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. It says, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein." Right? So 2/3 of the nation of Israel, of the blacks, the Latins, Native Americans, are going to be put to death over here in America, man. But the 1/3, the one that's doing the will of Yahweh Shemel Shai, are the ones that's going to be delivered from the destruction. Some brothers going to get put to death, but all of us going to have to go through the tribulation and hell that's coming. But the Lord had already been preparing us via all the sufferings and stuff that we're going through, and then having the truth, which is the comforter, man, to give us the understanding on why what's going on is going on. Verse 9, and it says, "And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried." And that's part of our trial process, because we're going to have to go through and are going through the same thing that Jacob going through, except that we won't be condemned by it. We're going to always have a way of escape, or if we have to die, we're going to die an honorable death and be raised back up when Yahweh Shai returns with the angels to start off the nation of Israel and birth back the 2/3 uh, into the nation of Israel. It says, Zechariah 13:9, "And I will bring the third part through the fire and will refine them as silver is refined." And the fire just represents the tribulation, the hell to come. And try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, "It is my people," and they shall say, "The Lord is my God." Right? So the elect of Israel, the 1/3, is going to have the name, one. Two, the refining process for silver and gold is fire to get it to its purest form. So you got to put it under fire, and the hell and the tribulation and stuff that's going on in this world is going to help purify the Lord's elect and make them perfect and acceptable for the deliverance, man. And I got one more video clip.
Everroot dog supplements offer daily support for dogs' most common conditions. Made with high-quality ingredients.
2 people dead and 11 others hospitalized after a truck crashed into a group of West Valley bicyclists. A deadly collision happening this morning in Goodyear on the Cotton Lane Bridge near MC 85. Our Fort Hatchett has more on this tragedy after spending the day talking with police, cyclists, and victims' loved ones. A beautiful Saturday morning for the West Valley Cycle Club ending in tragedy. Police tape left where a truck crashed into more than a dozen bikers, killing 2 of them. I spoke with one of the group's leaders earlier. He says his wife was actually hospitalized after this crash. He says the entire community is still reeling, trying to get a grip on what exactly happened. Get that nauseous feeling that you always do when somebody goes down, but when you find out it's a group that you ride with, wasn't a good feeling. Steve Donaldson is the founder of the Cyclists Against Reckless Drivers Foundation and has ridden with the West Valley Cycle Group many times. He told me he's feeling sick to his stomach since hearing about the deadly crash. On a given Saturday, 100 riders into different groups.
It's just too much. Anytime this happened, it's one too many tragedies.
Kim Rindek was on a different ride Saturday when she heard the news.
We should be able to share the roads.
She sits on the board of the Rob Dollar Foundation, which works to make roads safer in honor of Rob, who was killed by a driver.
This is a sport that we should be able to enjoy safely on our roads. And when a tragedy like this happens, it completely just impacts all of us.
Investigators say the driver stayed on scene, but they're still trying to determine if speed, impairment, or distraction were factors in the crash.
Roads are open to all, not just motorists, but to cyclists as well. And us as cyclists, we obey the rules of the road too to avoid getting injured from a motorist.
Cyclists say Saturday's tragedy is a devastating reminder of the danger they face.
And it's just a constant reminder that we need cycling infrastructure. We need safety measures in place so that we can all be able to enjoy our ride without risk of serious injury or death. This is unacceptable.
Each one of those bikers that get on people's nerves, we all have wives, husbands, kids, grandmas, grandpas. We're just normal people. Goodyear police say their investigation is still ongoing, but as of right now, that driver has not been charged. We're also still working to learn more about the conditions of the other 11 cyclists injured. We'll continue to keep you updated both on air and online. In Goodyear, Fort Hatchett, ABC 15, Arizona.
Damn.
Two people dead and 11.
All right, and this just ended off this Psalm chapter 68, verse 20. He that is our power is the power of salvation. And unto the Most High, the Lord belongeth the issues from death. Right, so the Lord determined who get put to death, man. And then as far as these dumbass cyclists, you know, 9.99% of them don't follow the rules of the road, and they ride these Edomites, man. They just ride in the street. They don't care about no traffic, nothing. They got all this pride on them, but that's what they get, man, for what they have done to the blacks, the Latins, and the Native Americans, man. So, with that being said, call law, Yahweh Shema Shai, the honors to the elders and the apostles of the will, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.